All right, the second example that I want to give you, by the way, if you've just started watching this video, part one is in the description. It is about a model, amazingly hot, beautiful female who could not get a relationship. This is part two of that video. So check the description so that you can see part one after you watch this video. So it's about taking where it's your fault and taking personal responsibility. Now, this particular client, this is a guy, and in all my years, I have had very few people who can actually impress me with their profile. This young man really impressed me with his profile. He was in his late 30s and an impressive resume. Impressive. I mean, the guy was just like Ivy League, and his first job position was a trainee at a very high position. Then he took over, and ever since he got that position, he has been with that company for quite some time. And it's one of among the best companies in that industry sector. And he not only got that position, he proved himself amazing with incredible track record and incredible revenue and expansions and this and that. And how I know? Because he shared both his resume and LinkedIn profile, and the recommendations, everything was legit. So what he said was true. His track record was unbelievable. But here was a confusing bit. The position he was given, he was at that position, he would get bonus, he would get increments, he would get salary increase, he would get every single thing except a promotion in terms of leadership. Now just imagine, the guy is from Ivy League, he has a very expensive house, he came from a rich family. He has like 2 or 3 cars, the females he dates are ultra hot, he goes on company sponsored private jet sometimes, always traveling minimum, nothing less than business class or first class. I mean, he was living the dream. Okay. And nice guy. He doesn't brag about and all that, but he is, even his Instagram, even his Facebook, all that, unbelievable. It literally looked like everyone wanted to be his friend. But here's another. He was even planning to buy his new Rolls Royce. Just imagine, a guy in his 30s who, worked his way up buying a Rolls Royce. Okay. But now the confusing bit is, even with all this, he was not getting a single promotion with his company, even though his track record was perfect. So he asked me, please analyze and tell me why. So I got to work and I started asking questions, probing questions, personality-based questions, which I have customized over the years. I asked him left, right, and center, and he went on, and he answered. It was still confusing. I wasn't able to. I was like, okay. Or like he was a well-trained, like even intelligent answers. Even if I asked him politics or controversial issues, very well-versed answers. So scratching my head. Finally, I asked him, okay, tell me about your office. And then I started talking about people he didn't like. At first, he was giving me all polished answers. I said, see, listen, if you want me to help you, you need to stop this politically correct answers. You either be real or I can't help you, boss. So he kept quiet. He said, okay, fine. But then you have to keep it confidential. I said, yeah, I don't know any of your colleagues. I'm not going to call them up and say, this is what he spoke about you. He said, okay, fine. If you want it that way. Then I asked him who got the promotions which you were supposed to get. There were something around 6 of them, either various departments or climbing up vertically. And he started, this guy kisses the boss's ass. The other one was, he was his relative. The third one was, then it started to get kind of demeaning. Oh, she bends over to give her ass to everyone. I'm not the type who will give my ass, and they are fucking insecure, and these are old dinosaurs warming up their chairs, and complete darkness. Like the conversation quickly became very dark, very complete disrespect, and hatred, literally, like you could say, hatred for these guys. There was not one single comment he had about his boss, not one single good comment about his colleagues. And yeah, rightfully so, because he was like, single guy with girlfriends. He could change his girlfriends anytime. So he was a workaholic, obsessed. So he found everyone incompetent or stupid or immature, or if anyone got a promotion, they were giving their ass or this or that, and went on and on and on. Finally, after listening, and he had a lot of bottled up rage, lot of bottled up rage and resentment towards his office colleagues and people and the system in general. So finally, after getting all that, I told him, see boss, the fault is you. He said, what do you mean? I said, the fault is you. And what do I mean by that is you seem to have a problem with literally every single person. There's not, like, even when I asked you, who do you admire in your company? You said no one, not even the CEO. And you, in fact, you were, so sure that you are like, I can do the CEO's job. So, yeah, of course. You want me to tell you the truth? I said, yeah, fine. You can do the CEO's job. But that doesn't mean, just because you say you can do, doesn't necessarily mean that you will do it well. And, he was like, listen, man. He immediately interrupted. And this was the only time. He said, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What do you know about my industry? What do you know about my line of work? I said, I may not know technical aspects, but I definitely know the human aspect. And I said, this disrespect, disdain, this looking down on people, people can sense it. Yes, they are not as competent as you. Yes, they are not maybe as sharp as you. Maybe they are not good in the job than you. Maybe they can't work as hard number of hours like you. But as human beings, they can sense, like how we can sense when there is tension between us and somebody else, or when two people don't like each other, you can sense the tension. I said, people can sense that you don't like them, you don't respect them, you don't have a high opinion about them. He said, yeah, but I've never told anyone. I said, you did not tell anyone. They can sense it. I said, for example, when you look at me, I visually look like a rebel. Okay? When you hear me talk, you know that I don't give a rat's ass to anyone. Okay? I do what I want to. He said, yeah. So the same way, it's very obvious. The things you think you are hiding, people can see through it. And I also told him this. Keep in mind, one thing which you cannot get or overcome is experience. These people have experience, ages and ages of experience of dealing with thousands of people. And they see you as this young man with all this rage, all this emotion, all this intensity, competitiveness, and they have already evaluated you. He interrupted me and said, no, judged me because they're insecure. I said, exactly. See how you interrupted me. You have this anger. You have all this bottled up rage. I said, this turns people off. It puts people off, man. So he just kept quiet. So then he asked me, okay, fine. You said all this. What's the solution? I said, see, emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, being empathetic, being understanding, it takes time, it takes years, it takes personal tragedies, it takes failures, it takes pain. I told him when I was in my 20s, I was a fucking cocky son of a bitch. I said, even up to the age of, I think, nearly 35, 36, I used to harp and gloat and boast about how you should not get married and having children is liability and, just enjoy with one female after another. I used to literally say that in my coaching sessions. I was so sure of myself. I said, but then tragedy hit me one by one by one by one. And life can break you. You cannot be too smart, too strong, too invincible. And if life doesn't break you, Father Time does. When you get older, your body will not be the same as it is before. Your mind will not. Yes, you might think age is just a number, but the body doesn't hold up. That is why, some of the top level competitors in the world in any sport, nobody can match their intensity, focus, dedication, discipline, talent. But after a certain point, they just start to decline. No matter what they do, they can say age is better number, it's all in the head, and their body just won't cooperate. I said, that's where maturity sets in, and then after a few years, once they accept all this, they change. I gave an example, Mike Tyson. See how he was, invincible. Today, he's still, he's going to, we know now he's fighting Jake Paul. But that time, there was nothing like that. So I told him, see, Mike Tyson, from what he was, violent and said, I'll eat your children and I'll kill you and I'll do this and that. Today is like a loving, caring grandpa, even though he can still knock a person out with his punch. So I said, that level of maturity you still don't have. So yes, so you're trying to tell me only when I become 40s or 50s or become washed up or I become old like you? I said, yeah. He said, come on, man. I said, see, you paid me to tell you the truth, right? I'm telling you the truth. He's saying, I refuse to buy your version. Okay, this is just your opinion. You can think whatever you like. But I'm not buying this. I said, whether you accept it or not, you wanted my opinion. You paid me for it. He said, no, I think you're wrong. I said, okay, I hope you find the right answer. And with that, he said bye. And then he had the audacity, I thought it was done, but then he had the audacity to give me a long-winded lecture on how I'm like the rest. I have, insecurities which I'm trying to put on him. In fact, he even wrote, I regret getting in touch with you. I thought you were a new age guy. I thought you had a modern sense of thinking. You're just like the rest. Blah, blah, blah. He went on. I just kept quiet. I didn't say anything. So yeah, this is the problem when you tell people the truth and they can't handle the truth. This is what happens. So, in the end of the day, what am I supposed to do? You paid me money, I have to tell you the truth, right? I'm not trying to say that I'm God and every time whatever I say is 100% accurate. But because of experience, because of dealing with so many people over so many years, you definitely, get to a point where you can evaluate and judge people correctly. It's as same as when a college student is 100% sure that the girl or the guy he or she is dating, this is the right person for me. I have to marry this person. This is true love. Well, we know how well that goes. So anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? You agree, disagree? I definitely would like to hear your thoughts. Okay? Having said that, do watch part number 1 if you have not seen. Link is in the description or pinned comment. And, do put your thoughts down below. I always read them. Having said that, you guys take care. This is me signing off. Ciao.